Warning. This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
Yo, what's up? What's up, man? I am Scoots Bronson.
And I am S. Foster.
That's right. And you already know you tuned in to the Viewers Anonymous podcast where we give you our very own reviews and takes of movies and TV straight out of Hollywood. But this is the behind the scenes edition. So, we usually do all our formalities and everything on the original episodes, but this is our more laid back version. This is where we kind of, you know what I'm saying, just shoot the breeze, man. S. Dot, man, what's up with you, bro?
Man, I can't call it, man. Just been a little frustrated today, man, dealing with the fact of commuting to work and having a kid that's starting sports and just one thing to go wrong on the interstate and I was struggling trying to get to him. So dealing with one of those type things, man, and also being a single father and stuff.
Absolutely.
That's when that type stuff catches up to you. So, but I was able to have one of the parents to be able to help me out, to get them home so they didn't have to sit at the school for an hour waiting on me to come pick them up. So I was able to get that sorted out. But other than that, I'm good, man. Life is good for the most part, I guess, and just out here trying to get it, man. How about you, man?
I'm good. I'm just over here trying to get my audio situation together, man. Outside of that though, man, everything has been copacetic, man. It's been a very hectic week for me. Just we actually getting back into the house. So you know what I'm saying? I was in the hotel for a little bit. Um moving back and forth between that and between that and coming back home. Um so between that, trying to work, taking the kids to school, just the average day to day stuff. Everything been going good. We've been cleaning like crazy, trying to get everything, what I'm saying, back to its normal state. Waiting on the, what I'm saying, the contractors and the guys to come fix everything. But outside of that, just trying to keep it moving, man. Trying to make everything get back to normal, bro.
Yeah, man. I'm like I said, man. I'm happy for you, man. I know
Appreciate it.
that shit had to be
Appreciate it.
hectic, dealing with
Yes.
that
Yes.
situation. But glad to have you back, man. Where you
I
where you need
appreciate
to
it.
be, man.
Hey man, let me tell you something. Trying to record on that phone, man. I don't see how you do it, but as usual, you always find a way to make the impossible possible. So I gotta commend you, man, because you know what I'm saying. I was sitting there in that hotel room trying to record, and I'm like, damn, man, I wish I had my soundboard and my buttons and shit and my laptop, and yeah, it was all bad, man. But I'm back to, you know what I'm saying. I'm glad to be back in function and doing everything that I'm used to doing, man. It feels good, but man, listen, you know what I'm saying? As usual, if you guys are, you know what I'm saying, consistent listeners and you guys have been here, you already know that we do a lot of talking in pre-pro, man. We get into it before we even get into it. It's like a pre-pod. I almost couldn't have said that. But as that, man, we found a list on Instagram that was pretty
Hmm.
much giving us the biggest, or I don't want to say biggest. I want to say like some major titles that's supposed to come out this year in
But
film.
yeah, major titles that are in the theaters.
Yeah, that's coming out this year. So they got a list of shit that's coming out, and we looked at this list. I told you it wasn't looking too good. You said the same thing. You said that you had a few movies that you seen on here that you liked, and I was confused. I'm flabbergasted.
Okay.
So just to give people a little heads up of what they got coming, right?
Hmm.
So um Night Swim, Argyle, Madam Web, the part two of Dune, and Kung Fu Panda are all slated. I'm sorry. Kung Fu Panda 4, another Ghostbusters film, another Godzilla versus Kong film, um a movie called If, a movie called Furiosa, which is a part of Mad Max, and then Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. That's all slated for the first quarter of film, right?
Mhm.
Following that up is Ballerina, which is a spinoff of John Wick, Bad Boys 4, Inside Out 2, A Quiet Place Day 1, Despicable Me 4, Twisters, Deadpool, Borderlands, Alien, what's that? Romulus, and then Craven the Hunter. That rounds out quarter two. And then Beetlejuice 2, Transformers 1, Joker 2, Venom 3, Gladiator 2, The War of the Rohirrim, which is I'm assuming Lord of the Rings. Yep. The Karate Kid remake, Sonic 3, Mufasa, the Lion King prequel. I'm assuming that is. That's all rounding out. You know what I'm saying? The end of the year.
Mhm.
Um. So out of all of those that's named, and there's a lot more coming out than just this. You know what I'm saying? We they didn't even list what was coming out on Netflix or Hulu or
Yeah.
none of that. So we don't really know everything that's slated. This is just supposed to be for theaters. You said you had two, which was Twisters and Bad Boys 4, right?
Yeah, and Deadpool. Like
Okay.
that's yeah.
And the Deadpool movie. I believe it's Deadpool 3 or 4.
I think it's three.
Okay, 3. Okay, so you mean to tell me that whole list, you down to watch uh the next Bad Boys film,
Hmm.
the next Deadpool film? I'm not mad at. I'm not mad at that. And then
Hmm.
it ain't even a remake. Well, it might be a remake.
No,
Twister
well,
is the sequel.
okay. I think this is a sequel. I believe
Fam,
it would be a sequel.
fam, come on, man.
What?
Twisters.
Twisters, man. Yo, let me tell you something.
Look at
Twister.
you, man.
Let me tell you
Hold
something.
on, wait. I got something for you. I got something for you, man.
Can we move on? Can we please move on? Can we please move on?
Come on, man. What is we talking about?
Listen, Twister is. I think we did a top 20 movies or something like that. No, we did a top 10. We did a
10,
top 10.
10, 10.
If we stretch that out to about 35, maybe 30, about 30. Twister is in there. I love that movie. Um, I told you before. I
Mhm.
can't remember if we were recording or not, but I was like, yo, if I had no kids,
Yeah.
we just bread.
Oh yeah, you said you'll be one of them people that go
I'd be a
travel with.
storm chaser. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what it is. I'm fascinated with tornadoes. Like I just think that they're like one of the most
Have you
amazingest.
have you ever had a tornado near y'all?
Yeah, remember I told you. I told you my tornado story.
Oh yeah, you did. You did. Have
Okay,
you ever
well,
yo, wait. How are you fascinated with tornadoes and y'all niggas got hurricane season?
well, that's the thing. We usually get hurricanes, but we've been getting tornadoes the last couple of years. So this for the people that don't know. All right, right. So I was running a route in Spartanburg, South Carolina, upstate of the South Carolinas. Okay, so they were saying that we was having weather that could something could happen, whatever. So I'm running my route, and so it's raining and shit. It's raining like crazy, and so I get out. I have a delivery for this dentist office. So I run my package in, get in
Mhm.
there, electricity's off. So I was like, dang, man, y'all lost y'all electricity. They was like, yeah, it just went off a couple of minutes ago. I was like, dang, man, that sucks, man. I was like, man, well, y'all be safe, man. They're talking about we got crazy weather coming. They was like, all right, you have a good day. I walked to the door. Yo, you can't see shit.
Right,
It's all gray.
right.
So I'm like, I'm gonna hang out with y'all for a minute. I was like,
Absolutely.
I'm gonna hang out with
Absolutely.
y'all for a minute. So then, dude, it sounded like a fucking freight train.
Right,
And
right.
I'm like, yo, and you can't see nothing. All you hear is just heavy wind, very, very
Mhm.
heavy wind. And so I'm sitting there with them. We all looking out the front door because they had a storm door. So we're all just looking out the storm door, and then all of a sudden, it just clear up. I was like, damn, like we couldn't see nothing 30 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Now it's just gone.
That motherfucker
So
right
I'm
on
like,
top of you, boy.
yeah. So I'm like, well, get back to work, So I'm finishing up the one side of my route, dude. My guy. I get to the second half of my route.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even deliver. It was just one place. They sold RVs over there.
Yeah.
Every single RV flipped over. One of the RVs was on top of the building.
Yeah.
Then, so I'm going down. There's no power anywhere. So then I'm trying to go. So I was like, well, I can't deliver nothing over here. So I turned around and started to go up the road. It was just one place. It was something flooring. They whole ceiling was on the side of the building. Like it completely ripped the whole top off.
Absolutely.
So then trees down everywhere. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, and it didn't occur to me till a little bit later. I was like, yo, if this shit would have hit 20 minutes later, I'd have been dead in the middle of that shit in my fucking FedEx truck.
You wanted a storm chase.
Hey.
The motherfucker gonna chase your ass. What Pop saying Friday? Looked up, dog with my ass. What did he say? You ain't gotta worry about chasing no dog. You gotta worry about a dog chasing your ass.
This is true. This is true. And now, so the thing is, like, I didn't get to see it. I just saw the damage that it caused.
Right.
And just thinking, like, if it flipped them RVs like that, oh yeah. And then, dude, it was warm. So I got my doors open. Man, ain't no telling what would have happened to me.
Yeah, that's when they come. You ain't know that?
Hey.
That's how tornadoes start, brother. It's just like a hurricane, except for on water, it just happened on land. That's how they man, I'll see something. So, right, I'm glad you good. I'm glad everybody around y'all was okay, because you know what I'm saying? We need you. We need you. No, that's for real. We need you. So, about 2000, maybe 19, I believe, we had a tornado come through Dayton. Now, real quick, I got a question because I got a theory about natural disasters. Spartanburg is a rich area, am I right? Not rich, but like well-to-do area.
Some parts.
Okay, is the areas that you went and where the tornado hit well-to-do?
I ran downtown Spartanburg.
Okay.
And like
yes.
Now but yeah, that would be a yes. But like there was an area that they ended up taking off for me, but there was it was this road called Woodburn Road.
Mm-hmm.
The people with money stayed over there.
Right. Tornado hit over there.
No. It actually hit the poor area, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah. Because like
that took away from my whole theory. Because my thought is always that natural disasters always hit the well-to-do / rich areas of town. So the reason I say this, right, is because every tornado that we get in Dayton always hit the suburbs. It never hits like the city. It always hit the suburbs. Every time it always hit the suburbs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've had this theory ever since I was young, because I'm like, bro, every time we hear about a fucking tornado, it's always like in Franklin or a fucking Xenia or one of them places where, you know what I'm saying, all the people with a little bit of money go, you know what I'm saying, they go live there. So my theory was ruined just now. And like I said, I think it was 2019 when this tornado hit, but it was ruined then because it actually hit in some of the places that, you know, we would call the hood. One of the places it hit, right, is on a place we call Dixie. It's a street we call Dixie. It's a long gas strip. It got a north and south. You know what I'm saying? They separate a bunch of street a bunch of different areas in the city, right? So Dixie stretches from like Inglewood, Vandalia, Dayton, um Trotwood. It's just a long ass strip. Okay. Well, it's one particular place that it hit that out of all of the bad was a great laugh for everybody in the city. There was a place called the Living Room. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the Living Room is a strip club frequented by, pretty much everybody. All kind of people went to the living room because Dixie is known for, like, what I'm saying, a bunch of people, just it's just a frequented area. So we got we still got a drive-through theater over there that you can go watch movies at. We used to have strip clubs all up and down the area. That was like our strip, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, next to the living room was a sex shop.
Okay.
So when when the tornado came through, everything in that area got hit. Nigga, the whole parking lot was filled up with dildo all week. Hey man, the whole parking lot, bro.
That's
Them,
hilarious.
them people came and cleaned that shit up, man. They said it was dicks everywhere. That was- hey, bro, that was the wildest shit. Hey, I'm trying to tell you that was the wildest
Oh
tornado
man.
happening I ever heard. Man. Yeah, but it was they had to go clean all that shit up. So imagine you being up on the cleanup team, and they send you over there to where the living room is, nigga, and you go out there, and it's just dildos everywhere. I'm talking about every goddamn where, bro. It's rubbish and dildos everywhere, and you gotta pick that shit up.
Oh
So
man.
that was the tornado that we recently had, man. But yeah, Twisters. You know what I'm saying? Why are you excited to see
Not
this?
because I look, like real talk, man. Like the first one, you know what I'm saying, one of my favorite movies. The
Mhm.
visuals was dope. I mean, obviously pretty much the last scene of the movie when they was in the F5 and that motherfucker's above them and you get that they look up and you see the lightning inside there. There's one tiny little tornado on the inside of it, and it's like they lean. You know what I'm saying? I just thought that the movie. I mean, the storyline was cool. No, I ain't gonna say it's cool. I thought I liked the storyline. I thought the storyline was a good storyline,
Yeah.
and I appreciate the visuals that they was able to put together for these tornadoes.
Hmm.
So I just always liked the movie visually, but I also think Helen Hunt and what's my dude name? Which but he's dead now. The actor. Oh man, the Bill Pullman. He's the one that died. No, Bill Paxton. That's
Oh
Bill
yeah,
Paxton.
yeah.
Bill Paxton, the one who died. So he obviously won't be in the movie because he passed.
Mhm.
But no, I
Bring
just
Helen Hunt
always
old ass back.
Helen Hunt. What
I said bring Helen Hunt old ass back.
man? Look, boy. I hate to say this, but boy, she did not age well. Um.
Hey, she won't age well when them twisters come and get her ass. All right, it's
Man,
out of
look,
there.
nah, but no, for real though. Like, look, I appreciated the first one. I
Mhm.
got some for some odd reason, dude. I have on my phone on the background of my home screen. There's a tornado back there. Like, I just love tornadoes, man. I just think they cool. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the parts of nature that I like. So
I'm
I
not mad
am,
at you. I feel that way with thunderstorms.
dude. See, I like that too. I have a
Yeah.
picture of lightning hitting. Oh man, I want to say it was the Empire State Building in New York. I want to say
Yeah, I
it was
know
that
what you're
building.
talking about. That shit fire.
Yeah, and I got a picture of this shit. I got it saved in my phone. Sometimes that be the background of my phone. But yeah, I like weather, man. So
I got
I would.
I got a picture. Well, I don't have it, but it's a picture that I seen where the lightning hit the needle in Toronto. The one with Drake
Oh,
was sitting on the views cover.
yeah,
Man, that was a badass picture, bro.
yeah, and that's what I'm
Man.
saying, man. But nah, like I know you making fun of me and all, cause it's cool, it's cool. Now there's
I'm
some
not
other
making fun of
movies
you,
on
man.
here
I'm
that
just
I
confused
watch,
as well, man.
but nah, it's just one of those ones, man, where
You
it's
fuck with
just
tornadoes.
yeah, I
Yeah.
really do. And like a lot of the end of the world movies, man, like as far as the tornadoes, like it don't really be like the whole movie, like it in was it
Day after
no
tomorrow.
not 2012. It was 2012 when they showed the tornadoes in Los Angeles, where there was like 4 or 5 tornadoes. Like that shit was hard as fuck to me.
Which is
Um,
crazy because I never heard of a tornado in Los Angeles.
See, that's the thing. We don't have tornadoes in South Carolina either, but we have been for you know, because this is more of
Shit.
hurricane country.
Yeah, I about to say fucking California last year had a hurricane. And they
That's what
don't
I'm
really get
saying.
them like that. That's crazy, bro.
That's what I'm saying. This shit, man.
We get tornadoes all the time in fucking in the Midwest.
In the
It's
Midwest, it's
yeah,
always been tornadoes. Been more of a
yeah,
Midwest type of thing. That's
absolutely.
why I mean I ain't trying to turn this all political and stuff. That's why I think some of this global warming, man, got some shit thrown off, man. Because like
Yo,
play.
you really okay, so this is real quick because it ain't really our subject. Yo, you want to know what my belief is on global warming?
What's that?
I think that we don't really know that much about the earth, right? Because we don't really know shit about the ocean.
No,
They say we know a lot about space, but I don't think we know shit about space either. Because if we don't know shit about the ocean, how what I'm saying? We ain't no way we know that much about space. Um, so I think, right? Because remember, they said we had an ice age,
that's what they say.
right? If it was possible for the earth to have an ice age, that means that we were further away from the sun than we are now.
Well, unless they are talking about it happened the way that it did in the day after tomorrow. So in the day after tomorrow, what they said what it was a hurricane forming on land. And what it was, and when they was like when they do that, that's when the air come from I think they call that shit the troposphere or some fucking shit where
Yeah.
shit would freeze instantly. Remember when they was in that museum and they showed that mammoth and they said that the mammoth froze instantly with the food still in his mouth. So they were
I don't
saying
know.
that's what I'm saying. Like that's it's all theories. It's all theories
Yeah.
from shit that they said that
Well,
they felt that happened.
the only reason I say I don't believe that is because I think was it I want to say like up until like the 1920s or the 30s. I had to Google it again to make sure, but they said like mammoths was alive until then. So like nigga, mammoths were alive way past the ice age.
But like I said, in that movie, the way they made it seem like was there was only certain areas. Like it didn't do the whole Earth.
Well, no, no,
Cause
no. You're right. You're right because I think it was just America that was frozen, right? Or the
no,
top
no, no,
of
no,
the
no.
top of
The
the Earth.
top,
Was frozen.
the top. Because remember that
Okay,
they
so
did a
that's what I'm
treaty
saying.
with Mexico because they was trying to say let some of our people,
Yeah,
you know, go to
yeah.
Mexico.
See, that's what
So,
I'm
but
saying.
it was
So
all over the globe though.
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So in order for an ice age to happen, it would have to be the same thing because really technically, only one part of Earth is really exposed to the sun consistently, right? That's where they come up with the equator. That's why, like, if you go to Mexico or if you go to like Africa or well, really just anywhere in the South, everything is warm. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
if you Google snowfall in Africa, like it ain't really no countries that get snowfall. if you Google that shit in Mexico or um South America, it ain't none either, right? So I'm assuming that when it was like the Ice Age, it would had to be everything that's considered the North. You know what I'm saying? So if that's the case, that's what I'm saying. It would have to be the Earth would have had to been further away from the sun than it is now. Because I think if that's the case, we had an ice age. I think we just moving closer to the sun, and they don't understand what the orbit really is.
Yeah, and so I got a question relating to that.
Yeah.
Do you believe in that layout that they showed us in science class,
With the
where
moon and
the
shit.
certain layers of the earth and all this type shit, where it's like it's a curve,
Oh,
a
it's the crust
core,
and all that shit.
yeah, and
Yeah.
all that type shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
That's
like I always looked at that. Well, I didn't then, but obviously you get older, you start thinking about yo. So you
because
telling me
that would mean that we got technically a smaller version of the sun inside the earth, which would mean that the earth will always either be hot or it just don't exist.
I think what they was trying to do, in my opinion, is explain volcanoes. There was like this lava got to be coming from somewhere. So I think they came up with this theory of like in the core of this earth, that's why all this fucking lava is. And then when the
Now that I do believe that I don't think it's in the core, like they were saying. I think that what happens is right. So I do believe in tectonic plates. I do believe that the earth moves like I guess I would say like Tetris, if that's a good way of putting it, right? It just consistently moves like that. Or not Tetris, like a Rubik's Cube. Like if you move in the Rubik's Cube, that's
yeah,
how Earth will move, right? So in order for that to happen, that means that it would be a lot of friction. And so because there's a lot of friction, you know what I'm saying, a mixture of all that shit down there will happen. So once it moves to a certain spot and all that shit hits a certain pocket, it's going, you know what I'm saying, it's going to move up because all the build up, the gas and the friction and the heat and all that shit is going to do that. But just to me, it never made sense to like how we had an ice age, because if we had an ice age, that means that like all of that shit was frozen, right?
hmm
So if all of that shit is frozen, which would be, let's just say like half of the world is frozen, the northern hemisphere. If the northern
yes.
hemisphere is frozen, that means that it's getting less sun than it's getting now. Then back then it was getting less sun than it's getting now, which means now we're getting way more sun than we've ever been. So that either means to me, just because of the way they explained it in science, that means that either we're closer to the sun, A, or B, the way that the earth is moving, wherever we are, is leaning more towards the sun.
Well, I don't know if it necessarily, because I just thought about something. So I don't know if it necessarily moves like an Rubik's cube, because it's always hotter where the equator is, right? That's
So they
why.
say.
But when you look at Antarctica, it stays that way in that frozen state because it don't get the sun
That's what
because
I'm
it's the
saying. So
furthest from it.
that would mean that the northern hemisphere was the same way then, right?
Yeah, but there's also the top of the Earth
Hmm.
is pretty much frozen up there too.
That's what they show us.
That's what they show us. And one little funny fact for people that don't know this, that we got a country called, well, not a country, yeah, it is a country called Iceland, and we got a country called Greenland.
And
Greenland is
Greenland is
ice,
all ice, and
and
Iceland is all
Iceland is
water.
green.
Yep,
So that's another just fucked up fucking
absolutely.
fact for y'all.
Wild shit,
But
bro.
but no, like I don't know, like what I meant by global warming is just the fact of like some of the exotic weather that we're getting in certain places that we used to didn't get. Like some shit is off balance. And
Oh
like,
yeah,
and I think that maybe they're just like trying to explain it. Maybe they're calling it global warming, but there is some shit where you're starting to see videos and shit of fucking polar bears look like these motherfuckers on diet.